Hey guys, Jamie here, keeping it bonsai. Back down the allotment. As you can see, everything is doing really well in here. I've bought some bonsais from home, a few down here, and I've got a few over there as well. My plan is today is to get some repotting done. I'm going to leave them in here for, again, a few weeks, just because it's March, and you know what England's like, we'll probably get snow in a couple of days. So yeah, I'm going to get these repotted. When they're all fighting fit and healthy again, I'll take them back home. But without further ado, let me spin you around and we'll show you what we're doing first. So down here on the floor is the yew that I dug up, not November gone, November before. So I've had it now for around 18 months, give or take. Yeah, it's a nice little bonsai, but it's still in its washing up tub. That's the bonsai. That's the offcut off the top of that, and it's about 18 months later and we're still looking really healthy. Now I don't know how well you can see that, but I mean, it's not a pencil thick trunk, it's a good inch across. So yeah, we'll check if that's rooted. We'll hopefully get that in a proper bonsai pot and check all the other cuttings that are stuck in here as well. So I'm going to get that out the bowl, check all the roots, and I'll snap back to you. So it's out, the main one's out of the pot. Obviously this one is the cutting that came off the top. Now there are no visible roots at the minute, but as I say, for that to be alive and actually probably looking healthier than that half, I am going to put that back in some soil. The two little ones, they've got a few roots on it. So we'll keep both of the cuttings as well, and we'll put them in a little pot later. But right now, I've not got my tripod with me today, so I'm going to get my root rake and my fork and get these roots raked out. It looks like they've done really well, and then I'll snap back to you once most of the soil's off. So yeah, I'm really taking my time with this one because it literally had no roots other than the giant roots when I collected this, but as you can see, we've got lots of nice new fine feeder roots, and the plan is to shallow up that root base so we can get it into an actual pot for doing some refinement. It hasn't got a lot of green on it, but that's because halfway through this year I decided to, as I say, take that off. That had all the growth on it, but yeah, lots of new little shoots and buds coming out. But I'm going to continue tinkering away at this. I am doing it very slowly and very gently because I really want to save as many of these roots as I can. I might even get the chopstick out in a minute, but just don't want to damage any of these fine feeder roots if I can. And there are a couple of new roots growing in already. You can see here, got a couple of white tips. So I'm going to carry on with this and I'll snap back to you. So there we are, the kettle's just about to boil, and apologies for the noise, let me just turn that off. It's just started whistling as I click record, but yeah, we're looking pretty good there. I'm quite happy with how that's done. So as I say, I'm going to shallow it up a bit. I've just bought some brand new secateurs with me today, so chop off the bigger bits and we'll get that shallowed up, keeping as many as the top roots as we can. So I'm going to make a cup of coffee first and then crack on with this. And there we have it. I haven't gone absolutely crazy, but as you can see, I've removed a lot of the bigger, thicker ones that were pointing directly down. I've radialised, if that's the word, the roots as best I can, but I really don't want to take off too much more. That's what I've taken off. Not, you know, it's not loads. The tree's not in uber strong health, and a lot of these roots, as you can see, are new roots, which means they're very fragile. So what I'm going to do is choose a pot and get this in a new pot with some new soil. So I'll snap back to you in just a second. So I have to trim off a few more of the longer roots, but I'm just putting my drainage screens in. Again, I did mention these on a previous video, but you can get them from Temu for not a lot of money at all. Yeah, trimmed off some of the longer roots, so that now fits nicely in there. Which way am I going to have the front? I'm pretty sure it'll be that side. What do you reckon? That way or that way? don't know, don't really matter. It's a reversible pot, to be honest. It's definitely one of those ways. So yeah, that'll sit nicely in there. I'm going to grab the fresh soil and get that repotted up. Oh, there it is, that's all now in its pot. It's gone for a glazed brown pot because it was the only one I had down here that was the right size. I did have a look at one of these blue pots, one of them, but I'd have had to shorten the roots even more than I have done, and for now I'm quite happy with the amount I've taken off. I'm pretty sure the tree's going to survive that, but yeah, you can see I had to trim all some of the newer longer shoots, but I'll get that watered in. The small ones that have got a couple of roots on are just in a shared pot to keep developing, and the big one that's somehow still alive like nearly a year later is in its own pot for now, and we'll leave them in here, I'd say, for about a month, and then we'll bring them home again. But yeah, them two are just back in their old soil. Nothing wrong with it other than the odd weed. So I'm going to do the next one, which will be, I reckon, that pine there. I'm pretty sure it's a Scots pine. I'm not 100% sure. It might be a black pine. If anyone can tell me 100%, but yeah, because that's, I thought that was a Scots pine, but then this one up here is a Scots pine and they don't look identical. So yeah, I'm pretty confident this one 100% is a Scots pine. But yeah, as a side-by-side view, they're a fair bit different. So maybe this is a black pine. Don't know. Either way, as you can probably tell, that's coming out of the half a flower pot that's currently sat in, and going into the blue pot that it's sat in down there. Yeah, again, as I say, I don't have a tripod, so I can't really show you exactly what I'm doing, but like before, I'll snap back to you stages through and show you what I'm up to. That's it out of the pot, and as you can see there are an awful lot of fine new feeder roots coming through for this season. So yeah, again, a bit late really to repot these. It is, what we today, the 3rd of March, so they shouldn't be, but you know what England's weather is: hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. I mean, they're only in bud, they've not opened yet, so just have to go and be very careful again. A bit difficult to hold the phone and do this, but just to show you what I am doing with these trees, just gently teasing off the topsoil radially, so any radial roots then won't get broken. Obviously you are going to lose a few roots whenever you're repotting a bonsai, but if you scrape out radially, the only ones you're going to lose are roots that are crossing over that aren't going radially, so you'd have probably cut them off one day in the future anyway. But yeah, good time to repot this tree. It's not pot bound, but the roots are just starting to curl round the edge of where the pot was, as you can see there, that just starting to curl. So yeah, I will continue teasing at this, getting all the soil out without hopefully losing too many roots. And yeah, I remember when I repotted this, it only had one big taproot, and I pretty much chopped that off, which is why it's a bit wibbly wobbly in the soil. But yeah, I'm going to continue teasing, and I'll snap back to you in a minute, because it's a lot easier for me if I do this with two hands. So snap back to you in a bizzle. Well, there we have it. It's out and it's all detangled, but yeah, the roots are very, very one-sided on this tree. You can see from the back here there are small roots starting, but yeah, it is a very one-sided tree. So I think literally all I'm going to do to this tree is spread the roots out radially, snip this really long one back, and in fact there's a couple of really long ones there, snip them back so it's about there, and that's about it for this one. Because as I say, the roots on evergreens, pines, the yew that I've just done, they're a lot more slow growing than deciduous roots, so I'm not taking too much off, but as long as the roots are radial when it goes in the pot, I'm happy, and that's all you can do for a second repot. So that is what I'm going to do. I'll snap back to you in a bizzle. So there we have it, all combed out radially. Got most of the tangles out, but that's basically what you want to try and do at this stage. It's what I certainly do anyway. And yeah, I'm not working on a root plane this time round, and what that basically means is working at what level you want all the roots to start from, and then eventually obviously you work that down so that is literally then they all come from one plane. At the minute I've got probably 3 different planes in there of radial roots, but yeah, I'm going to leave it like that for now because there's not too many roots on the tree. But next year what I'll probably be able to do, there's still a bit more of the big taproot here. Hopefully there'll be enough roots coming from this plane that I can take that off down there, fingers crossed. But and so I'll wait till the next repot. Probably won't even be next year, probably be the year or 2 after that. But yeah, the tree looks healthy, the roots look good, so I'm going to get it back in a pot. So that's the pine all potted and watered in, so that's looking good. Obviously the yew down there as well. The last one I'm going to do today, because it's getting quite late now, is the European larch. Now, I've got a few Japanese larch, but this one I believe to be a European larch. It's the only European larch I've got, and yeah, I've got something a bit different planned for this one. I want this one to grow really well this year, so again the buds are just starting to open down at the bottom. That's the only bit that's starting to open, but they are all swelling good. So yeah, just the bottom 2 branches. I am not keeping all these branches, they are just there for now till I see what grows well and what doesn't. But yeah, what I'm doing with this one is I'm putting it in a very large pond basket because I want this to grow really well this year. So a blooming big pond basket. So I'm going to grab that and get this out of the pot and see where we go. Well, I'm getting there. But yeah, this was in dire need of a repot. All these crossing over large roots, they're going to be fun to untangle, but I can barely get the root rake in at the top. It's absolutely thick. I thought it was going to be quite easy because I don't know if you saw when it was in the pot, there was quite a lot of akadama showing, so I assumed it was in akadama, but no, standard garden compost and some perlite. So yeah, I got this from a actual bonsai nursery or grower at one of the last koi shows I went to last year, hence the keeping it koi sticker on there, because I purchased it and asked it if I could leave it with him, and he was like, oh, I ain't got nothing to write your name on it. I said, don't worry, I'll stick a sticker on it. So keeping it koi channel, if you're interested in koi, go over and check it out. But yeah, this is going to take me ages to detangle this, so I'll just snap back to you when I've done it. Yeah, so when you've got a root mess like this, all you can do is take your time, keep the roots hydrated. If you don't have a spray bottle, then just have a bucket of rainwater or something nearby and just dunk them in every now and then. Helps wash the soil out as well. But this is absolutely thick roots in there, and we've got all these big roots winding round and round and round and round and round. So yeah, this is not going to be easy, and we'll probably lose quite a lot of the roots on this, but at least this one hasn't actually started sprouting new roots yet. You've got the odd little bit on the tips at the very bottom of this longish root, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm gonna detangle this as best I can, try and get some kind of radial pattern going on, and snap back to you. Well, I finally got there. They're all pretty much detangled anyway. A lot of crossing roots, very long as well. It'd be ideal for a root over rock on that one, but meh, not this year, not today. But yeah, I didn't lose as many roots as I thought I was going to. That's the only big one that snapped off while I was trying to rake it through. But yeah, I'm going to again work on this radially. Anything like this one that's growing around the tree, crossing the tree, cut them back, chop a bit of the length off, and that's about it. So I will snap back to you once I've done that and we're potting it up. So I've got me a nice flat base now. I've trimmed the length for the roots as well. It's without knocking all the buds. It's relatively flat, not as flat as I would have liked it, but it's not too shabby. Look, you're only about an inch or so, but yeah, there's so many roots that are not radial at the moment. I've a bit of a pile I've taken off, so I'm going to leave it there and then finish it off on the next repot in a couple of years. But yeah, again, I think I've left plenty there for the tree to survive and hopefully thrive. And I'll just get these recombed out. They're pretty combed out anyway, there's no big tangles in there. But get these recombed out radially and get this into the pond basket. And there we have it, guys, all watered in. As you can see, I've not filled it all the way up because I do want to keep the root base as shallow as I can. It's only sort of half filled in the pot there. Reason why people use pond baskets, and the reason why I'm using pond baskets, is because pond baskets are very aerated. The more aerated they are, the faster the roots grow, which is great because roots do actually need oxygen, if you didn't know. And the second reason that a lot of people forget about by using these is they automatically prune the roots for you. It's called air pruning. Let me bring it up here a minute. It's a bit heavier now, it's all full of water. But yeah, you can see the new mix. Look, you've got zeolite and molar clay in there, whereas the older mix had everything but that. And as I say, I've swapped out the ericaceous soil for a sandy loam, which is specifically designed for trees and shrubs. So yeah, that's the only differences I've made to my mix. But yeah, what I was saying anyway, obviously the roots are going to head towards the oxygen, which is where all the holes are in the basket, and as soon as they poke through, they hit the air, they've got no moisture, they die. Not the whole length of the root, but the bit that comes out of the pot. Obviously any that grow out directly from underneath the pot will probably survive because wherever the pot's sat is going to be damp. But yeah, when they come out, hit the air, warm day, dry out, dead. So when I lift this out of the pot next time, other than the ones at the bottom, all these I can literally just trim around the edge, cut all the roots off, and it'll be a nice square shape. But yeah, hopefully this will grow really well. It's a hell of a lot bigger pot than it was in before. It's a fairly big pond basket, bigger than my hand. Yeah, so fingers crossed get some growth on that. Unfortunately, because as it always does, things take longer than you want them to. I've still got a few more trees down here that I want to repot this year, so hopefully I'll get another day off this week where I can come down and get them done. But I got my Goldcrest juniper thingy. I want to repot that this year, because although that looks like my soil, that was just to try and cover up some of the surface roots, because that's still in its nursery soil from the garden centre. I want to pot up this mini yew. I'm pretty sure that was my front, but yeah, little mini yew, quite like that. This was a tree, you saw the video quite recently, one of the ones that I got from IKEA. Shamacy Paddy or Lawnsanana, I don't know, you tell me what it is, but it's not looking very healthy, and it's been in this pot now for just over a year. It's grown well, but it's starting to look not very healthy, so I need to get it out of there and into some proper bonsai soil ASAP. Little Christmas tree that I've got, that wants to be repotted this year. It's not this year's Christmas, it was the year before that, so that's been in that nursery pot for quite a while. And then this little oak, although I do like this little oak in this little pot, I want it to get a bit bigger and a bit thicker. Maybe take this off here, make that the new leader later on, or you know, but I just want a bit of a thicker trunk on it, so I'm going to get it in a bigger pot and let it grow for a couple of years rather than... That's one mistake a lot of new guys and people that have been keeping bonsai a fair while, we all make too readily. You get one that's a nice shape, nice sort of size, and you think, yeah, I'm going to stick it in a bonsai pot, and we do, and then it stops growing. Not completely stops growing, but it slows it down, because this is a relatively small pot, not a very big pot at all, and yeah, obviously if you stunt the roots, you stunt the branches. So yeah, it ain't put on an awful lot of growth since it's gone on in this pot. Not an awful lot of ramification yet either. So I want to grow it up a bit and get it thicker. I also wanted to pot my large yew this year, but yeah, I haven't got a pot big enough. I suppose I could put it in this washing up bowl, because it's in the Euro crate at the minute, which is probably about 3 times the size of that washing up bowl. I don't really want to start looking at the roots to find out though it won't even fit in this washing up bowl. We'll see. That might be a next year job. Again, that was only collected last year, last winter, so it's about, I've had it for about a year, so it could probably do with another year of getting healthy anyway. But yeah, I didn't even get round to transplanting my tomatoes. I've done my beans. I did all my beans the other day. I got all my French beans all transplanted, but I wanted to get all my tomatoes in individual pots so they can grow. I've got way too many, so some are going to have to go online for sale. If anyone's near Peterborough and you want a tomato plant, leave a comment. But on that note, guys, I'll get the rest of these repotted. I won't make you watch anymore, not unless I get a tripod and can actually show you exactly what I do. But yeah, I'm not using my good tripod down here because it's too big. It doesn't fit in the greenhouse. I need one of them little mini ones because I've got a table that side and obviously my higher table that side. I need a little mini one that can sit on that table and film the tree from over there. If I can get hold of one of them, I may show you another repot or two this season. If not, you'll see them when they're done. And on that note, guys, we will catch you all on the next one.